Hey there, Magical Mentors. It is 8 o'clock on Tuesday evening, and we get together for a half an hour before our Team Talk Tuesday to talk about all things leadership, mentor, business growth, all the things that never get talked about that are so important in growing a business with Sensi or anybody else. So today we are talking about sabotage. Self-sabotage in particular. Everyone self-sabotages. Everybody. I don't care who you are. I don't care how much money you make. I don't care how long you've been in business. I don't care what status level, education, like it doesn't matter. Every single person, no matter how successful they are, self-sabotages. So that's number one. You need to know that because we all do it, and you don't need to feel bad about doing it because we all do it, right? So knowing that we all have self-sabotages, the trick is to figure out which ones are your go-to sabotages. Which ones are the ones that you tend to keep coming back to over and over and over again, because awareness of those sabotages is the most powerful way to break through them, to do it different, right? You got to be aware of what you're doing so that you can change your behavior and change your habit and recognize that, and you go, oh, wait a minute, there I go again. And then you can like put the brakes on and switch it up, do it different. So, why did this come up? Why are we talking about this tonight? So I have taken and joined this money boot camp. Dun, dun, dun. Denise Duffield Thomas. She's my girl. She's my mentor. She doesn't know me, but she's my mentor. Denise Duffield Thomas. She is the author of Lucky Bitch and Get Rich Lucky Bitch, and soon to be Chillpreneur, which I cannot wait. It comes out in like a week and a half, 2 weeks. Can't wait until that one comes out. And she has this money bootcamp course that I took last year, but it's a lifetime evergreen course, which means once you're in, and you can redo the course material anytime you want. And a couple of twice this year, she's going to do a live round of the course. So she has live calls where she talks about the stuff. You can get on and ask questions, things like that. So I did the course on my own last year, and this year I'm doing it with the live round with her, with the whole group of people. I think she said she had 300 and something people sign up for the course last week. So, or just a couple days ago. So there's a whole bunch of new people plus the 5,000-ish people that are already in there, and we are all working through the exercises and activities together. And so this is week one. We have done an upgrade plan where we take a look at our life and look at what's economy, what's premium economy, what's business class, first class, where are we settling, where are our priorities as in terms of where we spend our money, what are we valuing and not valuing, and sometimes that's eye-opening when you start looking at all the things in your life. We have talked about tracking income, so not accounting, not income and expenses and profit, but just recognizing the abundance that comes to us each and every day in value and in cash, and being grateful for every penny, every dollar that comes to our door. Because when you're grateful for what you have and what you come in, and you realize how abundant you already are, it helps more come to you, which is amazing. We also have talked about money memories. So we brainstormed all the money memories we could think of and did a lot of forgiving and EFT, which is emotional freedom technique tapping, to forgive some of those money memories and some of the people that have helped us create these money issues that we may all have. Then we went on a treasure hunt looking for hidden treasure around our life, and to see where we could find things. And it's mostly to realize that abundance is everywhere. We just have to pay attention and look close. And we also have to take care of what we have if we want more, because the universe isn't going to give you more if you're not taking care of what you already have. And so we did that. And then finally, we've gotten to uncovering sabotages. And so in the sabotage section, we have this huge inventory of all these different sabotages that people tend to do when they have issues around money or business. And we just go through the inventory and rate whether we always do that, we sometimes do it, or we never do it. And I'm not going to go through the whole thing tonight because it's very long and there's a lot of different sections, but I do want to focus in on some of the business sabotages, and I'll talk about what mine are so that you can kind of start thinking about what are you doing in your business to sabotage your success. And I think like this is something even from the very beginning, because of fear, because of blocks around having money, more money than we're comfortable with maybe, because we, so lots of different reasons, but we have fears and we have these self-sabotages that we do, which protect us. They protect us from being uncomfortable. They protect us from our perceived opinions of others, which is where mine come from. I'll share with you in a minute. So lots of different ways, but they're mostly a protection. And so we have to recognize what we're doing and figure out what are we protecting ourselves from. Because sometimes, most of the time, it's holding us back and it's not allowing us to grow in a way that we could be. All right, so some of these sabotages you could be doing in your business. How about feeling guilty that making money out of things are easy for you? Is it? This business can be pretty easy sometimes. Like I used to go to to karate with the boys and come home with a bunch of money. It felt easy. And sometimes that's guilty because some people work so hard for every dollar. And so that may be an issue for you. You may have stories from your childhood about how if you're not working hard, then you don't deserve the money. And so you will do things to sabotage your success and sabotage your income to keep you from making too much money too easily, if that makes any sense at all. I make excuses like I'm not ready when the opportunity presents itself. Ever done that? I'm not ready. It's a self-sabotage. You're just afraid of something. You're protecting yourself from something. I'm surrounded by people who have hit a business plateau. If you surround yourself with people, so this is one for me too. There's more in here about spending time with people that are struggling in their business. I can't find it right now. So we all know that we've heard the whole thing about you are a combination of an average of the 5 people that you spend the most time with, right? And that you have to surround yourself with positive people, people that make you brave, people that inspire, motivate you, and support you. And if you don't have enough of that kind of a person around you, then you won't feel brave and inspired and motivated enough to overcome the fear that you have of everything else in your brain, right? Because we have so many fears in our brain. And so if you are spending all your time with people that are struggling in business, who have hit plateaus, who don't know what to do next, and that's all you are filling yourself with, guess what's going to happen? Nothing. You won't grow. You will have a plateau. You will be stuck and have struggles in your business as well. That's what happens. If that is the energy that you're surrounding yourself with only, then that is where you're going to be. And so it is important as leaders, as mentors, for us to fill ourselves up with people that are successful, that are celebrating business and success, who are making money, who are growing, who are learning, who are supportive and inspiring to us. If we're going to spend time with the people, and when you are a mentor and a leader, there are many, many people on your team who are stuck, struggling, and plateauing in their business. That's our job, is to help them, right? To inspire them. So you have to find other people that are not your team to fill you up and inspire you enough so that you don't get sucked into that vortex, into that energy. I hope that makes sense. So that's why it is so, so important as leaders for us to find sources of personal development, whether it be reading, whether it be videos, whether it be following mentors like Rachel Hollis or like Denise Duffield Thomas or Tony Robbins or whoever else you find that inspires you. Follow them, watch their videos, read their books, right? Take their courses. So I've done this money boot camp. I've done some manifesting classes. I've done some money archetype classes. I have done mastermind. So a group of us went to mastermind last year, and I had gone a few years prior too. Those kind of events that are not Sensi events, because at Sensi events, I'm helping people, I'm training people, I'm sharing with people who are struggling in their business. It's just the way it is. So at these other events, it's full of people celebrating and excited to grow. And so it's a different energy. And I love meeting people in those other types of groups. Go to meetups with other business people, networking events, Chamber of Commerce events. These are all filled with business-minded people who are growing and celebrating business and excited about making money. It's going to give you a different energy, a different mindset. It's why it's important when you get to leadership, when you get to director, that you do whatever you can to be involved in those leadership opportunities. Leadership calls, leadership retreat, which is now a couple of days before reunion. If you can make it there, it's so, so important. Incentive trips. I know they're just incentive trips, but there's a lot of great, positive, inspiring leaders on those trips that you can then connect with. When you get to star and superstar director, going to summit is so, so important. Those kinds of events, taking advantage of different groups. So when we got back from leadership retreat in New Orleans, they invited us all to a couple of weeks of Zoom calls. It was sort of like a mastermind webinar type situation where we talked about stuff. And there was a bunch of people on those calls. Well, they were so popular and people loved them so much that Jason Harwood decided to continue them every Thursday. So every single week we met on Zoom. And wouldn't you know that by the time Christmas came around, December, so it'd been almost a year. I don't think they started it immediately after, so it was probably more like 6 or 8 months. There were only 6 of us. Only 6. And there's really only 4 or 5 of us that actually talk on a regular basis now on Marco Polo. So take advantage of those kinds of opportunities because that helps me connect. It helped me connect with those people. And now I have a group of people who are ready to grow, excited about their business, celebrating, supporting each other, inspiring each other. So it's so, so important to get to know and surround yourself with people outside of your team, outside of our group, even outside of our business. It doesn't even matter what they do. You just want to surround yourself with positive, inspiring, motivating people that make you feel brave. Because if you're not, it's a self-sabotaging behavior. Resenting other people's business success. So comparing, we all heard this, comparison is the thief of joy. If you start comparing your business to someone else's, you will feel like a failure. You'll feel like you're not good enough and that they do it better than you. They're doing everything better than you, and everything you do is not working. But you are only seeing their success. You are not seeing their struggles, and you have no idea their situation or what is going on for them. Every single one of us is on our own journey in our own different, unique space. None of our businesses will look the same. We all have different strengths. We all have different focuses. We all have different priorities, opportunities. We're dealing with different people. And therefore, our businesses will look different. They will never look the same. They will never follow the same timeline. It's just not going to happen. So, do not compare or resent other people's success. Learn from them. If they're having success, be excited for them and then find out what the heck they're doing. I ignore my intuition when working with possibly annoying clients. How many of you have had people want to join your team and you're just excited to have a recruit? But you know that this recruit is either not going to do nothing or they're going to be trouble or drama. We've all had it. It's okay to tell somebody that they're probably not a good fit for your team. And when you start telling the universe that certain people don't belong on your team, the universe says, oh, okay, I'll send you somebody different. Right? You got to have boundaries. You got to know what you want to work with. Customers too. Don't let customers like be the boss of your business. And if you're doing that, that's a self-sabotaging behavior. I avoid posting pictures of myself in my business. I am obsessed with business and nemesis, and I hate read all their stuff. I feel empty about my success. I avoid celebrating milestones, and I just move on to something else. If you are not celebrating because it ain't good enough and you're still not where you want to be, why should you have any more successes if you're not going to enjoy the ones you have already? If you are a mentor or leader in this business, you have done some things, and you've done some things that other people have not done, and you should be proud of yourself and celebrate that success. Are you making do with old equipment that costs you money? An old computer, an old printer, an old phone, crappy internet. Take business advice from all sorts of random people. If you are not acting in your business because somebody who knows nothing about your business told you it was silly, then that's silly. All right, here's the ones that spoke to me, because we're getting on 8:30, I bet. Oh, we still got lots of time. Okay. So one that I used to do a lot was comparing myself to others and feeling jealous or inferior. I think this is a common one because we're women. Women tend to do this, I think, more than men. I could be wrong because I'm not a guy, so I don't really know. But yes, this is a very popular one, and it is very, very, very damaging to your brain and to your feelings of self-worth and confidence, and it will destroy your business. So you got to figure out, why are you feeling this way? Why am I comparing myself, and why do I feel inferior to other people? What stories? Where does that come from? Another one that I tend to do is spending big money for personal development, but cheap in other ways. So I love courses. I love to buy and spend money on certain things, fun things, right? But I don't like to spend money on postage. I just don't. I have a hard time spending money on postage. I hate buying stamps. I hate mailing packages. It just feels like a waste of money. But it's not. That's how we connect with people, because we're all over the place. So don't be cheap. Don't be cheap. You get what you pay for. I'm afraid to invest more money in marketing. It's called visibility. It's called new customers. It's called getting in front of people who don't know who you are. I find being consistent with my marketing is boring. So I get bored easy. Posting every single day on social media, I have a really hard time doing that. I get bored with it. I get kind of in my moods, in my funks, and I don't want to do it. But that is self-sabotaging behavior, because my business will not grow if I don't do it. And I'm not doing it just because. Like, suck it up and do it anyway, right? Identify, where is that coming from? Where is that behavior coming from? What story have you been told over and over again in your life, or that you've told yourself, that is creating that behavior for you? Are you giving away a lot of time for free? Are you giving away a lot of product for free? Do you get sick every time you have a big deadline? Every time something big's coming up or you see some success, do you get ill? Do you get hurt? Do you get in a wreck? Do you start a fight with your spouse? Those are all self-sabotaging behaviors. What is it about the success, about doing well, about growing, about making money that you are running away from? Because all of those things, picking fights, giving away stuff, what else did I say? Anyway, all of those things are preventing you. It's like you get right here and you go, no, give it all away, pick fights with everybody, hide from the internet. Right? It prevents you from growing to get to that next level. So what is it? Why are you doing that? What stories have you been telling yourself? All of these little behaviors, all of these struggles and challenges in your business come down to excuses. They're just excuses which we use to protect ourselves from being bigger, from being more visible, from being more successful, because of some crazy lie we've been telling ourselves in our head, some fear that we have about other people's opinions of us, about what it looks like to be a successful person. Maybe you're not allowed to be a successful person. Maybe you're not allowed to be someone who has a lot of money or has nice things. There may be some past stories or experiences or memories that you have that can explain that. It's different for everybody, but we all have self-sabotaging behaviors that are keeping us and protecting us from our fears, from being uncomfortable. And we know that that uncomfortable, breaking through that, getting to the other side of it is where growth happens. That's where you become successful in your business. And so we've got to be able to identify when we start doing these self-sabotaging things so that we can nip them in the bud, forgive ourselves, feel the icky and the uncomfortable, push through it anyway, and come out on the other side more successful and more confident. So I hope that gives you something to think about, something to talk about. I hope you feel comfortable enough to comment. Maybe let us know what some of your self-sabotaging behaviors are, or if any of those kind of sounded familiar to you, that you would let us know. Share. Don't be afraid to share. If you have questions about sabotaging behaviors, or if you have a behavior and you think it might be self-sabotaging behaviors and wonder why you're doing that, I'd be happy to help you brainstorm those thoughts and ideas and help you figure it out and break it down. Whether that be on here or message me, we could do a one-on-one video, like whatever you want to do. But I'm happy to help. I'm here. Share, love, comment, like, heart, whatever. I hope you guys are having a great week. We are almost at the end of January. I hope you are finishing strong. I know a couple of you have earned or are super close to earning the incentive trip. There is still time on the clock. Don't quit till the very end. You never know what may happen between now and the end of the month. It's when the magic happens, right? The last couple of days, like you just never know. I know somebody who just did the last week. They've done 8,000 points in the last week. They had no idea. They didn't think they were going to make it. Their husband said, "What are you thinking? Like, this is not you." Hello, self-sabotaging behavior. I'm not even going to try because there's no way. Self-sabotaging behavior. And her husband called her out on it, and she said, "Okay, fine." So she went for it, and she's posting it all over the place. And guess what? She's like a couple hundred points away. Just like that in the last week. So don't quit until time is up. And if you don't hit it, you don't hit it, but your paycheck will be bigger anyway. So just keep going. All right. I hope this, like I said, was valuable to you in some way, gave you something to think about in your business as you grow and become bigger and better than before. And I will see you in just a few minutes over on the Believers and Achievers group for Team Talk Tuesday at 8:30. Hope you guys all have a great night, and we'll see you again soon.